Hey. Oh my God, it feels so weird to be like a back. I feel like we've been going, been inconsistent a bit, not really here, but here.
Yeah. I know. I said we might be a little bit rusty because this is our first live stream. Ooh, where we running the helm for it's been a while.
It's been a while. I would agree 100%. Ah, I'm so excited to be back. Oh,
Yes. And it looks like here I did check because I have this up on another screen. It does look like we're live, and I do see some people in the comments, so that works.
That's great. I'm nervous. Oh, okay. Well, did you already say we might be a little bit rusty?
Yeah, we might be a little bit rusty. Oh, I already got, let me see. I see some people here. Oh, I got Corey. So, thanks, Corey.
Thank you. I was about to say, do the comments.
Yeah, Corey said, hey, Mika and Kira, sorry I can't make it tonight. I'll catch the replay. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Corey.
Okay, and then we have Holland.
Hey, Holland.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
So we know it's like a busy day for everyone. So like the great thing about this is that people can catch the replay when we're done. Because we're hopefully going to plan to be doing this. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the end as maybe a weekly recap to each episode. It will.
Manifest it. Let's speak that into existence.
Yes. Oh, and hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. Oh, yes, we are doing well.
Yes, hope you're doing well, too. We have our tea ready to go.
I know, and I'm so sorry, Mika. I made this so hot.
You made it so hot. I was like sipping it.
I know. You're going to take gradually.
I know I said I had to let that sit and simmer, girl.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God, I think I see. Oh my God, is that our girl who just joined us?
That's our girl who just joined us.
Love you.
Hey, Caprice.
Oh, that's our girl. We love her.
Oh, Caprice, we can't wait to do a stream together.
Got to.
Us three are going to have to figure out a stream to do together.
Oh, let's ask everybody right now, Mika, because we're trying to make sure we don't give too much away in this stream in terms of like spoilers. Has everyone like present watched the first episode?
Oh, yeah, that'd be good to know. Because maybe for this first one, we won't give too much away. But I'm assuming if people coming into the comments, they probably saw it.
Don't assume. They could just be supporting, which I love too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's jump in. Let's let everybody know what's tonight's topic. So, you guys, we are talking about True Detective, the new season, fourth installment of like my favorite series, among one of my favorite series. So, Return of True Detective. I mean, I could start.
Yeah, I'm excited because I think it's been about, let me know if I'm wrong or not. It's been 5 years since season 3, right? And 10 years since season 1.
Can I say how fast the time go by? Because I feel like 10 years, really? I feel like I was just watching season 1.
I know. That's what I said. It's crazy. But I was so excited to hear about the 4th season. And right away when we saw the cast too, I was like, I'm there. You know what I mean? And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I was so excited because it's just top notch. I don't know about season 2, but it's top notch in terms of, I think, storytelling, and especially for like episodic television.
Oh, yeah, no shade to season 2, but I will admit I could not get into season 2. Like, my ranking would be season 1, season 3, and I guess I'll throw in 2 because you have to. But I'm quite optimistic that season 4 is going to rank in the top 2. I don't even have to finish it to know that.
Yeah, I think it's going to probably be, if it doesn't surpass it, it'll be a tough feat to do. It might just be number 2, I would say.
But don't. I mean, the cast is more than capable. Don't sleep on Miss Foster, okay?
Yeah. So, do you want to do a quick synopsis of it, and then we can just go right into the trailer for people?
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. So a synopsis of the plot of the show for the most part of the episode 1.
Just the show.
Okay. So I would kind of describe it as 2 detectives at the helm of finding out what happened to a group of researchers who mysteriously disappeared, and you don't really know what happened to them. I'll leave it at that. When you get to the end of the first episode, it's like, oh gosh.
Yeah. So I guess we'll show the trailer, right, for people to just check it out.
Oh yeah. So let me put up the trailer. I'm gonna just add that. And let's go with it. Let's do it.
The night country takes us one by one.
What happened in the last case you work with tomorrow?
That was good. Until it wasn't. too late. There was nothing we could do. I'm working on this new case. A missing scientist. Found on the edge of the villages. Frozen solid. What do you want?
It's been 6 years.
Why are you here?
Because we both know what really happened. And you need my help. I've seen that before. Years ago.
Fine. I'm just gonna do this one thing. Work together to close this case. And that's it for the two of us.
It is.
So, you want in or what? Burnt eyeballs, self-inflicted wounds. Those men died before they froze. What the? Get out of here, now!
You okay?
She's not good with people she cares about.
What are we missing here?
Was someone out there on the ice with him?
The night country. It takes us one by one. This isn't gonna be good. I'm thinking stuff. Bad stuff. I know. I feel it too.
I guess you're thinking the worst part is done. It's not. Finish what you started.
Ooh.
Love it.
Love it.
It's giving me so much. I can't even. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Yes. So you guys, we split up the stream into different categories to kind of break down some of the segments we want to talk about for the show. So as you know, like I said, we were sold when we saw the trailer. And I'm kind of leery with trailers sometimes because I don't want them to give too much stuff away, but
They do.
They do. But I was intrigued. So I think the first thing we wanted to start about is the differences. So we know for season 4, I mean, you still got a similar formula with the two detectives, but we got a lot of differences with the series. So I think the first one is with the showrunner, right? Yeah.
What
So
do you
we
mean by that?
Oh yeah. Well, so I think this is the first season where Nick, and I always butcher his name, but let me know if I'm right, Kira. Nick Pizzolatto.
Yes, we're gonna go with that. Yeah.
Yes, he's no longer the showrunner, right? They're going with Issa Lopez, and I'm not sure if people are familiar with Tigers Are Not Afraid. It was like a horror fantasy movie that came out in 2017, which she directed. So she's at the helm of this series, which I think is awesome.
And wrote or co-wrote every episode. Yeah. Oh, Amika, we should know that kind of tie in here. Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson and Nick all are executive producers on this series, this 4th installment. So love that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I said same formula with the two lead detectives helming the case, but also this one we have 2 female leads. So I love that. And we're gonna go a little bit more in detail into each of the lead characters. One of my favorite things I would say is the setting. You know, where that first season, you know, we were in the swamps of Louisiana with the humidity.
It definitely played into being a character in season 1.
And this looks like this setting because we're in Ennis, Alaska is the town. We're in dead of night country. So we're at
30 days officially. Yes. 30 days a night.
Yes, it's at the polar night. So total darkness, which I think is going to be awesome. And that's going to be its own character.
Yeah, can I say how scary that is already? Like, first of all, Alaska, nighttime. Murder mystery.
Yeah, and like you said, it's giving me 30 Days a Night vibes.
Hello. Oh yes. Oh yes. I love it.
Yeah. So
I mean, the figuring in of itself really does become its own character, like you said. Music is just.
What do you think about the music? I know a lot of people didn't like them. I know the opening with the Billie Eilish. I love that. I like the opening.
I feel like it was. I feel like the song matches, and then the visuals. I'm a fan. I'm for it.
Yeah. Okay, so the first character we're going to talk about is Jodie Foster as Chief Danvers.
Okay, let's do it. Now, first of all, can we talk about how Jodie Foster is Hollywood royalty, firstly? And we can spend hours like just breaking down the resume, which for the script and the writing had to be good. No, I didn't, girl. I'm here.
I thought you froze.
Scared me for a minute. Yeah, but you know the writing of the series has to be good if Jodie Foster even agreed to do it.
Yeah, because I think she said in some of the interviews, she's been going for a while. She's very, we know, introvert, very selective about the work that she chooses. And I think she said she's read a couple scripts and she's only come back for Naiad and for this. Which I think is really, really awesome. And I read that she kind of had them reworked the character a little bit because the original character was supposed to be someone, this character we know is dealing with some type of backstory in terms of grief. But originally they had her character as going to be very depressed and very weepy. And she said, no, if I'm coming in, I want to kind of rework this character and how kind of I perceive her to be and how she deals with grief, you know.
Can I say only Jodie Foster could demand that? I don't know if that's the right word, but only Jodie Foster could come in and say, no, I need it to look like this. And this is why this would work.
And that Jodie Foster being a part of this project is the first thing that kind of sold me on it. You know?
It was the first thing that sold. Well, no, let me say, I love True Detective in terms of a series. And so when I first heard that they were doing another installment, I was just so happy because I just thought it was done, like never coming back. I think Jodie Foster in this series was the icing on the cake for sure.
Yeah, because it was like one True Detective from the last season and from the first season we were there. But then when I saw Jodie Foster, like I said, she can read a phone book to me.
There we go.
I hope people, hopefully, I don't know, people may not know the new generation what the phone book is, but
no shade.
No shade. But hey,
don't assume that, Mika, but no shade.
Yeah, anything she's a part of, I'm there for.
So what do you think about Jodie Foster as Chief Elizabeth Liz Danvers?
I'm going to say, because to me, she a little bit, you can let me know.
I want to hear your takeaway.
She has some interpersonal skills, like social, her interactions with other people seem a little bit strange. You know, she kind of a little, I would say a little ornery to me. You know what I mean? But she knows her stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay. I don't know. I definitely feel like in true detective fashion, that the characters, when I say flawed, maybe that's not a better word, fractured in some capacity, like they've gone through a lot.
Yeah, flawed too.
Yeah, flawed, fractured. I'll put both with that in some capacity. I feel like with Chief Liz Danvers, you clearly are holding that this is a woman that's been through a lot, and that's actually probably the reason why you're seeing this disposition. She clearly is someone that's well seasoned, and so we're not giving too much away. Even when she initially goes to the research lab, at the height of that disappearance, trying to figure out what's going on, where the researchers were, just how astute she was in terms of picking up on details that her other officers weren't able to kind of connect.
Yeah.
So definitely good at her job in terms of like knowledgeable and knows what she's talking about. I do see what you mean in terms of like interpersonal skills clearly are an issue. There seemed to be some tension again with another officer daughter, you know.
Yeah. And but there's something behind it. And I love how the show, even in the first episode, I'm going to say the overall theme for me was mystery, but I love how the show kind of gave you little hints as to why characters may be the way they are. So she has these relationships with various people, like I said, co-workers, previous co-workers, family, her daughter, and you see that her interactions with kind of all of them are a little bit tense, but then you get some hints as to why that might be, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, but very astute, very on it. Like I said, I love the female lead. She seems to be a woman who takes charge. She seems to be really, like you said, astute, very detail oriented, and things that she noticed right away. Just like amazing. Also, too, sounds. I think one of my favorite scenes of this, being a physical media lover, one of my favorite scenes is when they go to the research lab and you see all the movies and the DVDs and everyone's missing. The music, you know what I mean? And how for her to do her work correctly too, that even had to be
Well, you know what was funny? I don't know if you recall, but Ferris Bueller's Day Off was playing, and he was actually singing the Beatles song in that film.
Yeah.
And at first, I couldn't understand why she was so intent of turning the music down, other than it was really loud and distracted. And she basically found out how to turn the TV off and said, "Oh, I don't like the Beatles." And I thought, almost like, two things. I can't hear amongst this noise, but also I don't like the Beatles, so we got to turn it off. I thought that was just so funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just want to say, hey, it's funny girl. Hi. Yeah, I know she's watched it too, Ashley.
Oh,
So
yes. I'm curious to see what people's thoughts are.
Yeah, but overall, like I love her. I love I'm interested to see like the layers be pulled back a little bit more to kind of see why she may be the way she is. Like I said, the first episode did give some hints. Like I said, I think she's dealing with some grief. There seems to have been some loss, maybe with a significant other. Also, too, maybe with a child, kind of hinted at. So
I kind of thought that. I was thinking like a partner, 100% is what I'm leaning to. Or at least that's what I think. And then potentially a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she has a thick exterior, tough exterior. And it'll be interesting to see that kind of, if it will be or not, if it's peeled back a little bit.
Can I say like one thing? Because I don't think when we described the series, I feel like left out a part that's important to the story. Mm-hmm. Potentially, we should add that there was it was a murder. There was a murder of a woman in the town that was never solved. Yeah, cold case. That potentially, I'm curious to see if there's any linkage with regards to this, like what happened to these researchers. Because in the same breath, it kind of having two cases in one, and we don't yet know if there's any type of overlap.
Yeah, it did show, one of the things they discovered when they were at the research lab does kind of it does appear to tie into this cold case. So yeah, like you said, it'll be interesting to see if they're connected.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, our next character we're going to be talking about, bring her up, is Miss, I always say, is it Kali?
Yes.
Oh, Kalireis. Yeah, she plays Trooper Evangeline Navarro. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I'm so glad to see her. I know she's a boxer and an actress as well.
Boxer turned actress. Mm-hmm, yeah, well, still a boxer, I'm sure, but like kind of did a huge shift getting into acting. Mm-hmm. And, I think like her presence is unbelievable. Like she commands the screen, in my opinion. Every scene that she's in the first episode.
Oh yeah, I love Navarro. And then we kind of get her backstory a little bit. Like she's a state trooper now for Alaska. And Kara and I were talking about like in one of the scenes when she responds to kind of a domestic violence situation at a workplace. Just to take on that role, Alaska, you really kind of by yourself as a trooper out there. So you have to really have some tough brass to kind of take on that, because your backup can be literally hundreds of miles away. And she's someone, according like to the first episode, who can handle their own. You know what I mean?
Definitely, without even a flinch, hesitation. Like I think she actually apprehended the suspect and answered the phone at the same time. So I was just like, oh my God, right? I'm taking you down. I'm detaining you, and I'm getting this phone call. Please don't play with me.
Yeah, she's so badass. And we definitely see with Navarro, like I said, there does seem to be that nurturer. I think there's something to her too in terms of violence against women. Seems to be something that really
resonates, perhaps.
Yeah, resonates for her. So it'll be interesting to see. I think there's some history around that with this cold case specifically. Also with some, I don't know if you were going to mention, Kara, some family. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I think that I wanted to kind of highlight that yes, she's a trooper now, but it insinuated or at least implied that she did work as one of the regular cop in the town prior to taking the position as the trooper. And so I think that we'll learn more about why she chose to do that. And I think in terms of the case, that's kind of overlapping the current case, she clearly was invested, and she even speaks to how like this person just because of who she was, indigenous, kind of got overlooked, maybe even because of that too, and was brutalized, and therefore it was intent on trying to figure out what happened to her, because she deserves that, in her opinion.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see because and I'll show that picture of them two together because I want to talk a little bit more about them together, Kira.
One thing, Binka, before you switch over, Jules is the sister, so you kind of hinted on like I'm sure she'll be privy into other future episodes, but we should know that you can see she's a caretaker because her sister is briefly introduced in this first episode, and clearly she takes she's a caregiver for her.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know kind of what she's going through, but clearly down and out where she's staying is even kind of sketchy, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay. What do you think of them two together? I know there's definitely backstory there, and hopefully, like I said, that's going to be developed as the episodes go on. But I know for Danvers and Navarro, what I've got from the first episode is they used to. Navarro was part of the police in Ennis prior to Danvers arriving, right? I think that's what I got. Danvers arrived when she was already part of the police force. Something happened with this cold case that caused her to leave the police force and become a trooper. So is something near to that, and their relationship has seemed to be soured from that interaction.
Yeah, and I think what it showed too was I think they misread one another. Like their perceptions of one another are skewed a bit, especially when we're watching the first episode and you kind of see them separate prior to reuniting. Because I think that, at least for me, Navarro's character holds hostility because she thinks initially that Danvers didn't care about that cold case in the same way that she did. And you actually see Danvers became well-versed on that cold case and actually knew a lot about the fine details regarding what occurred. And even when they reunite, there's one scene where Navarro says, "Oh, so you do care? You did follow up on that? You know?" As I'm paraphrasing here, but she kind of saw that. Oh, she just was frustrated; she couldn't solve it either. But I think Danvers does understand while Navarro is holding so tightly to it because she is a case that you can't let go because there's no closure.
And I think as much as they seem to not like each other, I got a hint too of admiration a little bit.
Admiration,
yeah, I did.
I agree. And my hope is that, and again, we have a lot more episodes to go, is that there would be, maybe there's mutual respect.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. Maybe just mutual respect.
Even though they're completely two different people, for sure.
I'm liking the dynamic, like I said, the yin, the yang. Like I said, I'm loving it. I'm gonna love to kind of see these two and how they play off each other. Because, like I said,
it's in action.
Yeah, it's kind of adversarial, but like I said, with that respect element, which I'm really enjoying so far.
Yeah, and it does seem like at least at this point they are committed to figuring out together where this case is taking them and how it connects to the other case.
And I think they're gonna be a great balance because, like I said, they complement each other very well thus far.
Oh, I agree. I'm here for it.
Okay, so the show has a lot of supporting characters, and me and Kira saw one of our faves, a part of the cast too, which I was so excited about because we love her. Oh my god! So we're gonna talk a little bit about these supporting characters because there's quite a bit, and I know we'll be introduced as the series goes on. We'll be introduced to quite a bit more. But we're gonna focus a little bit more on kind of the core four. Core four.
Okay.
Core four.
Yes, the core four right now. Yes.
Oh my god, I'm dead with it.
Let's start first. Do you want to give like the queen some
genre? Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna start right here. Hopefully people see me hovering. Miss Fiona Shaw.
No, I don't think they can, but she's at the Fiona Shaw. She's at our, well, if I'm looking at it, she's at our right, lower right.
Yes, we'll go. Yes, lower right. Yes, we'll go with that. People know Fiona Shaw, you guys. I should have put names on here, but you got it.
Yeah, she's wearing the coat.
Nice. Let's be descriptive here so people can follow along.
Oh yes, and she is just royalty in her own right.
Oh yes, and please watch Killing Eve if anyone else but Fiona Shaw. Yes. Okay, so what do we think about her character?
Yeah, well, she plays Rose, and let me know, Kira, again, if I butcher this last name. Is it Argano?
We're gonna go with it.
We're gonna go with it.
Yeah, we're gonna go with it.
Yes, but oh my god, I love her character. Her character is amazing.
Well, can I say we didn't get a lot yet from her, but her screen time, even without her saying anything, just again, an actress that does well with commanding one's attention just by being on screen alone.
Yes, and what I loved about her is just the because they went to her a couple times, but I love the times we saw her. You were just there, intrigued. So that brought in, which we'll talk a little bit more about soon, those supernatural elements. But I'm really curious to see. So Rose, from what I can see, doesn't live in Ennis, like the main downtown part of it. She's like more on the outskirts to herself, kind of outside of town. Yeah, and you know. Why is she on the outskirts of town? Why does she have this encounter?
Choice, varied reasons, isolation.
Yeah, she has this encounter that kind of leads to a gruesome discovery at the end of this first episode. And you kind of, she kind of says something that kind of is intriguing and kind of leaves you like, how is this occurring? But I'm really curious to see Rose and kind of see what she brings to the table.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how the town interacts with her, like her backstory, because I remember one character, like they had kind of implied like who discovered this, and they said, "Oh, Rose did." So it leads me to believe, because of that supernatural element, maybe she has a second sight, if you will, without giving too much away in terms of probably knowing more than others just based off of that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pull up Dave. I'm gonna pull up his comment. He said, without her, there wouldn't have been an answer as to what happened. But rule number 1 should be: do not follow strange men out in the snow. Yes.
Oh yes, I agree. I mean, one thing that we should note though is you do see how the image of the man in the snow connects to Rose specifically.
Yeah, and on that comment, me and Kira, when we were seeing that scene, we were kind of, it took us a minute to say, is this real or is that not real? But then I was like, that can't be real because of like how the man appeared, or you know what I mean?
Well, I just said it's not real because no one can be dressed like that in that Alaska element and just be out there that long without actually passing out for hypothermia caused by being frozen out there.
Yeah, chilling in the snow.
Exactly. So for me, I was like, this seems to be an apparition, if you will, or otherworldly element to it. And she does know who it is, like, which we find out.
Oh yeah, I love this too. Yes, was that a possession or a hallucination?
I'm leaning towards hallucination, but again, if we look at this paranormal, supernatural element, possession is possible.
Yeah, dude was barefoot. Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah. So I love that scene. So that was really interesting. Yeah, but without her, you really don't get the discovery of what you're looking for. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, she actually links the disappearance, what happened, and where they end up being. Yes.
Okay, so I think that's Rose. I'm really, like I said, we're really intrigued about her character. I can't wait to see kind of where that goes. Oh, let me see. Stacey said, did he make footprints? Oh, you know what? I didn't even pay attention to that.
I did not pay attention to that. I'm gonna have to go back now.
I have to go back because I don't remember.
Ooh, look at that. I'm gonna have to do a rewatch just specifically for that point to see.
He did a dance though. Which
again, mystical, otherworldly. What does that mean? What does that signify?
It was very trippy. Yeah, but now I want to go back now. We'll have to see about those footprints.
Oh, I definitely got to go back. Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, but we'll see Rose, kind of who she is, where we find her, and I want to get that backstory on who this man is to her.
Oh, we know who it is.
Well, we know who it is, but more, you know what I mean? More
detail, more
like what happened. You know what I mean?
I got it.
Yeah. Who do you want to go over next?
Let's go next, adjacent left, in my view, to Rose, which would be Leah.
Yes, Leah. And Leah is played by Isabella Star LeBlanc.
Okay, yes. Dad, that took a minute to get out.
I know. I was like, you know, I have my notes in front of me, so I have to make sure I got my notes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had to make sure the notes. Yeah, so Leah Danvers, who we are introduced to, is the daughter or stepdaughter maybe towards Chief Danvers, Liz.
And I think that again, without giving, well, no, I think you would have to say this is not a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Like even there was a piece where she said like you can clearly tell like there's some difficulty in their relationship. It proves like they've had these challenging moments. And again, we'll unearth, I'm sure, in future episodes in more detail why that is. But I do think in terms of, at least in my view, Chief Danvers does care for her. And probably struggles with maybe understanding her or being a mother figure to her. But she did imply, for the most part, that her dad would understand if she wasn't able to be a mom to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and again, like I remember I said to me, Liz Danvers, she does seem to struggle with those social interactions or those social relationships. So as you mentioned too, you can see that there is some tension and some strain there. Like you said, I can see that there's some love there, but she doesn't really know how to kind of interact with Leah. Because again, I feel like Liz is not really wanting to address maybe this grief or this past history that she has, and Leah is someone who's trying to bring that out of her, because she does mention like, we never really talk about what happened. You know what I mean? So there's something there. But I think Leah's character will be interesting to see. I also see that she's native as well. I forget the tribe, the name of the tribe with that Navarro mentioned, but it does appear like she may be a part of that as well.
Yep. I mean, one thing that kind of gave like a indication to me that Liz can see that she isn't winning any trophies in the parenting department is she had kind of made note in reference to one of the exchanges. We're going to do like Christmas this year, Christmas dinner. You know what I mean? Almost as to kind of normalize like something, a holiday that should be joyous, and we should be doing these things. And that was specifically the point with Leah said to her, Liz, my dad would understand if you couldn't do this, like almost just kind of letting her know, like
trying. And it seems like she is trying, but again, too, she started talking about Christmas when she wanted to talk about the past. You know what I mean? So a little bit of that deflection as well. But it does seem like she's trying, and they're hopefully trying to meet each other where they are. Well, Leah is trying to.
Yeah, and more episodes to come to see how the relationship, expands. Yeah.
What is they said Leah is a typical rebellious teen at first, but I think there's way more under the surface. Yes. But we saw that rebellious teen when she had to go leave work to pick her up because of some mayhem she got involved with.
Questionable behavior.
Yeah, with her girlfriend, I believe it was. Yep. Yeah, pushing boundaries like teens do, Yeah, so I'll be interested to see what comes more as the other episodes, premiere.
Yes. So who do you want to go to next?
Let's go. I can't even say directional because I'm like we said left, right? Let's go above Rose. Yeah, above Rose.
It's okay. Peter.
Yeah, Peter Pryor, and it's that's Finn Bennett is the actor, and I would say Peter is a young police officer who's trying to. He takes his job very seriously. When it comes to Liz, he wants to, from my impression, let me know, Carrie, he wants to impress her. He's kind of diligent with his work. Really, he seems to has a good attention to detail and somebody who's eager to learn and really is, happy to be a police officer is what I got.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it's important to highlight that Peter is actually the son of our next supporting character, Hank.
Yep.
So that's important to kind of highlight. And they all three are working together as police officers on the same force. And I think at least what I observed in the first episode was Peter is trying to kind of create his own lane. And you even see incidences where his father was kind of saying, "Oh, speak up." And I think Liz was like, "Oh, I can hear him just fine." And so probably trying to assert himself to be taken seriously as a police officer. I definitely clearly see that there is admiration for
Liz
for sure. He seems to be family oriented. We are introduced to his family, his child and his wife in this year, in the first episode. And he does take his job seriously, but I also am highlighted that he's learning in real time. Even when he's connected with Liz at the research station, he's literally holding on to every word she said with regards to what she's observing and kind of just he's taking it all in.
Yeah, and he seems in awe too of kind of like you said, she's so smart. The things she notices is so astute that he's really impressed by her. And Dave's comment is really good for that too. He is stuck between wanting to please Liz and not wanting to disrespect his father. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And that statement plays right into kind of what Liz asks him to do for her and him feeling conflicted with regards to wanting to please Liz, but also not to be disrespectful to his father.
Yeah, stepping on his dad's toes.
Yeah.
And that was another thing too. I'm curious if we'll find out why he had to go pick up an item that his dad had for Liz, why he had it. You know what I mean? That was interesting to me, why he had this particular file. Yeah, it was a file.
Even though, to take that a step further, it was interesting that Liz didn't directly ask him.
Yeah.
She basically had Peter go and get it. And so clearly we already know there's a breakdown in their relationship.
Yeah. Her and Hank's, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So I was curious as to that too. Like, why couldn't she just, give me the file?
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe there would be some pull there. But it's interesting, their dynamic. But yeah, that's Peter. I like Peter.
I like Peter too. Yeah, I like Peter. He seems honest. He seems like he's, trustworthy. So I'm curious to see. I like Peter a lot. What do you think about Dad, Hank? And Hank is played by, let me make sure I have it correct, John Hawkes.
So Hank, okay, it's interesting. I'm not going to assume that Hank is going to be an unlikable character throughout the series. What I will say is he's hard for me to read currently.
Yes.
I think that he is someone that has clearly been a police officer for a long time. I think there appears to be, at least in my opinion, a power struggle with regards to him and Liz. I don't know what that's about. It could be because she's a chief and he's not, or there was one piece where,
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh yeah, there was one piece where she basically wanted to call in everyone and kind of just get all hands on deck with regards to the incident. And he kind of implied, like, why are you doing that? You're going to do that and make everybody worry. And then when she breaks down the fact of we're already behind and these are the reasons why, it was almost like he was kind of annoyed, but more or less annoyed because you should have already responded that way, in my opinion, and have known those things. So I think there is this push and pull, not maybe necessarily because of Danvers and what she's done to him, but maybe how he just thinks she should do things and the role she's in.
And as we know too, she came from the outside, so it could be a little bit of that as well too, because like I said, when Navarro mentioned that, she was new to the force, she came into town and took over in that role, so it could be some tension from that as well. Maybe he wanted to be in that chief position, so it'll be curious to see how they interact. One of the things that was I found, I don't know if it's comedic, but I found interesting is that he's preparing his house and everything for it seemed like some mail order abroad that he has, so that was kind of interesting. You know what I mean? He was really fixated on getting the house for this wife.
And he's also an interesting character because there was one scene where somebody in the town was detained, and even in their exchange there, like Danvers kind of implied like this is someone he's like sleeping with, or at least getting sexual favors from. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah,
man.
Oh yeah, and Hank is rejecting Liz's authority at this point. I'm thinking Hank thought he would be sheriff, and Liz took his job. See, that's what I was saying too. Yeah, because she came from the outside and this chief, so there's some tension there. I think from that as well.
And can I say like how she clearly showed why she should be chief and not him when she broke down like just the scene. Like she basically said, "Oh, we're behind," and I'm kind of paraphrasing this, but she said, "Look, the mayonnaise on this sandwich, mayonnaise doesn't do that until this. The laundry doesn't start smelling until this."
That first
48 hours behind, and he didn't know that. He couldn't pick up on that. I said, "Okay,
oh yeah,
right person got the job."
I know. Oh, and I gotta say hi to Mama Blu-ray.
Hi, Mama Blu-ray. Love Mama Blu-ray. Blu-ray.
Oh yeah. So the core four, as you said.
Yes.
I'm intrigued. We got a nice mix of characters, and I'm curious to see who else we're going to be introduced to, because like you said, we did have some side characters like the town drunk, and then
What a drum, my God.
yeah, and then Navarro's
Stacey, we don't know Stacey backstory yet.
Was it Stacey Chambers or something? Yeah.
And then I forget the name of Navarro's. That relationship is still a question mark, but it appeared that perhaps this is her boyfriend or
a friend with benefits. I don't know. Yeah,
occasionally hooks up with. I'm curious to see what that dynamic is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Jules, her sister, I'm sure will make an appearance in future episodes and learn more about her, who she is, and how she adds to the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Dave said, yeah, she pulled some Sherlock stuff, and I love that. Yeah, she was on it. I was like, wow, like, just astute, like Keen's in. I was like, wow, love it. Yeah, so I'm excited. I like the cast so far. I think the cast is great. Like I said, from our leads to our supporting characters. So, like I said, the overall theme for me with this so far is a lot of mystery. Well, these characters, a lot of backstory that we got little hints of. So I'll be curious to see kind of where things go with them.
Oh yeah, agreed. Okay, what's up next?
So, supernatural elements. Yeah, see, it was kind of...
There was a lot going on. What I will say, the very first scene for me...
Gave me Leave the World Behind.
It's almost like, yes, it made me think of, Leave the World Behind with the deer, but we're kind of looking at the caribou. I think that's what they were caribou. Yeah, that was interesting, like beautiful, majestic scenery. And then they all like literally start a stampede and then jump off a cliff. And you kind of reflects of why did they do that? And we don't get any question. Our question isn't answered, but that all right out of the bat was just, ooh, eerie.
Yeah. I was already tying in. Is it because we going into the polar night? And then I was also saying too, we have these research scientists who disappear. Remember they said they're investigating climate change?
Environmental issues.
I say, could it be environmental? Could it be some climate change? I don't know. I'm trying to tie this stuff in.
Again, all of those things could be in play here.
Yeah, so that was giving me some supernatural vibes there. Then in the research center, we know the beginning, the guys are there interacting, watching, like you said, Ferris Bueller. They're making food, they hanging out. And then we have this guy who does this kind of some freaky transform. Like, I don't know, he was doing something.
He does, his body is twitching abnormally.
That was giving me...
Oh, it was scary. It was, and he said the statement he echoed when he actually, his disposition normalized was, she's awake.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, who's awake? What is he talking about? First of all, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Second of all, who's awake?
Yeah. And then we saw, like, even in that research center, like the quick movements of someone in the shadows.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I don't know, can someone move that fast? It was giving...
I was thinking, like, oh, is this who he's talking about? Like, was this the person who's awake now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another scene that was very weird to me was what a supernatural elements was the polar bear. So it was kind of a scene where Liz is sleeping, she's awoken, and then she has like this I don't know how to describe it. It was almost like a brief, like dream-like thing. Yeah. And then again, you hear that thing.
Dave said that too. Yep. And that's not the only time you hear that in the episode. Like you said, Kira, you hear that she's awake. Yeah. Oh,
and then the next scene is when Navarro's driving in that polar bear.
Yeah.
Like the character saw a stuffed polar bear or like a polar bear on the floor with his eye out, and then she sees a polar bear in front of her with the eye missing, and then I think at that part too was like, oh, she's awake. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, the symbolism between the polar bear and the stuffed polar bear. Yeah,
there you go. Come on, supernatural elements all in play here.
Yeah, so and that's going to be interesting to see, because are these researchers missing due to this supernatural element? Or is it paranormal? Like, what is it? You know what I mean? It says, you are reading my mind. I love this. Yeah. So we tried. Yes. It was.
Let's bring Rose back in it.
Oh, yeah.
These researchers disappeared. And then and I'm not giving too much away here. I'm just going to say we're going to find the researchers, and we don't find them the way we found them. We were introduced to them. Okay. And then they say Rose found them. So, okay. The vision that she saw led her to where these researchers were. What's that all about? So, elements there.
Yeah, and I'm liking it. I'm loving the supernatural elements. I'm just curious to see where they go with that.
Yeah,
And
and I
what,
was thinking to myself, like, oh my God, is this going to be like, is the killer going to be this mystical, supernatural being, or is it actually going to be like a legitimately real human bodied persons per se? Because we
yeah.
know, at least with the case that's kind of overlapping that cold case, clearly that person died by the actions of someone else. Don't yet know what happened to these researchers, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say they didn't do this to themselves.
Yeah, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say I feel it's going to all be connected somehow. I believe.
I do.
Yeah. I think Rose will be the linchpin in the whole thing. Yeah.
Agreed. Give her a badge already. Honorary force. On the force, we need that second sight.
Yeah. So I'm loving the supernatural elements. I'll be curious to see where they go with that, but I'm loving it.
And I want to know who's awake. I need that answered.
Yeah, what's that about? She's awake. And like I said, so all the cold, the polar night, the supernatural elements, I'm loving the dark vibe that they have going.
Oh, and can I say, even one thing that was so eerie too is even when that delivery man first went there, the lights flickering and everything.
Yeah.
And then, like, when Navarro and Danvers meet back up there, like, unbeknownst to one another that they're both going back there. Oh, just the lights and all. Yeah. I'm like, okay, what is going on?
Yeah, I love it. The setting is really, really beautiful. Like, I'm just loving it. I just think it's great. Oh, yes. And the tongue. And
we were trying not to give too much away, but yes.
Yeah, we gotta say it. We gotta say it. When she finds that tongue, Danvers, that's you see the connection from this cold case, because that ties in, a tongue that's found,
because be mindful, the cold case, that victim, her tongue was basically removed forcibly
and never found. And never found.
So now you find at the scene a tongue, and the implication is this is the linkage. But even look at Danvers, top cop here, saying, "Oh no, we don't know yet. We got to send it out. We got to confirm it. We got to get the answers." But okay, I'm already assuming that's her tongue, and why is it there, and who left it there,
or is it? Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. Yeah. So how we're gonna look at the show, because it's gonna be tough for us because we're in the age of binge and everything. But I'm really loving that we're gonna be getting these episodes every week, every Sunday. Yeah, and I think that's good. I think that's a great way to view it. Episodic television, going back to that wait in, digesting the episode, kind of letting it sit with you. But yeah, what do you think about that? Having to wait for each episode.
Well, I remind myself that I did that before. It's almost like, because we have the opportunity to binge now, we forget that we used to not have that option. And for me, I can sit, I'm going to be honest, if this was available to binge, I probably would have finished it on January 14th, 2024. Like, no, not even like lying about that. But what it does is it keeps me in anticipation. I'm able to sit with the first episode for a longer duration. I can rewatch it. I can see new things. I can pick apart different things. And then I'm just as eager to jump right back into the story as it continues. I like it. I know it's not for everyone, but again, that's how we used to watch TV.
Yeah. And it has, like I said, this first episode has some mixed reviews. Overall, it seems very popular. People are loving it. But I think it gave just enough mystery to keep you intrigued, and I'm invested enough, even with this first episode, with these characters, to keep coming back at this point to kind of see what more layers are kind of exposed.
And one thing I will say is I love the fact that there's mixed reviews, because again, we have the right to have those differing opinions. But I want to remind people, you guys, is the first episode. Come on, all right, slow build.
You know what the thing is too, Kira? We love it. Kira, we love slow build.
We love a slow build. Come on.
Yes, I love for the innkeepers. Not everybody cup of tea, but I love the build up. Yeah,
I think this is going to give us more than the Innkeepers, although I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I don't care what anyone says, but again, I think people need to pace themselves. We're only in the first episode. Rewatch it again, and again, you have plenty of time for Sunday.
Yeah, And then Dave said, I'm trying not to say spoilers. LOL. I know it's hard, but you know what?
It's hard. No, that's okay.
Probably going forward now, when we talk the recaps, we're going to be doing a little bit.
It's going to be spoilers.
It's going to be spoilers.
Just letting people know, so we can really get down and dissect the episode.
It's in the scenes and everything like that. So this one we gave you a little taste and some spoilers, but we're going to be spoilers. And then so that was the way. I don't mind, and you can still binge it later. Yep, it allows you to imagine or predict how it's going to go. Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
exactly. Yep, agreed.
Mm-hmm. And now I can go back too, because I got to see if there was footprints in the snow, because now I don't remember if there were footprints.
I recall that even myself.
Yeah, so okay, that'll be great. And then, as we mentioned, we're going to be doing a weekly recap. So the purpose
of the day we want to do that, though, we are all over the place. We want to do that on a Monday. We want to do that on a Wednesday. I feel like midweek is good.
Oh, midweek? Oh,
maybe
yeah.
Wednesday or Friday would work. I mean, what do people think? Maybe
you know what? We probably should look to do it maybe, because if it premieres on Sunday, maybe look to do a Monday or a Wednesday. That might be good. And then we have to figure out too, should we do it still live, or do we just want to do a pre-recorded? You know, it's kind of fun talking to people and getting their impressions, but we'll figure that out. But we will be doing.
Live will be fun, in my opinion. I think that again, it's going to be pre-recorded, so once it's like, people will have the opportunity, of course, to rewatch it at a time that's most convenient for them. But I love the live in the sense of, especially for those who are watching the series along with us, it is a good opportunity to kind of chat. And whoever's here is here, and we love you for it. And if you catch it after the fact, we love you too.
Yep, and we appreciate everyone tuning in the comments. Hopefully, people are checking out the show. Like I said, it did get great reviews, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. Like I said, to me, the first episode was pretty solid, so I'm here for it.
Agreed.
Oh, and let's see. Oh, Jay said, "Oh, do you want to have?" Oh, I was doing it.
Sorry, I'm doing that.
Do you want to have guests? Oh, yes. 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 We would love it. We would love it. That would be so awesome. So, and maybe we can check in too after episode 2 to see or any episode you would be interested in. We would love that. Yeah.
Oh, and you know what I think? Similar to kind of what I've seen done in the past, people just dropping in. You can even just drop in.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to put the link and stuff, but I would love that, to have someone else. Not to say you're not good, Carrie, but someone else to chat with too. That'd be great. Yeah, I love it. That'd be awesome.
So down for that.
Awesome. Yeah, so that was it, you guys. We just wanted to give you a little taste of our thoughts on the first episode of True Detective Night Country. Really enjoyed it.
Is this Sunday? Is that going to be the 21st? The 21st.
Yep. At
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, not 10. Not 10. It was 9.
Yeah, 9 p.m. Yeah. So. Oh, look at that. But yeah, I would say everyone check it out. I'm enjoying it. It's really, really great show, and I'm looking forward to talking about each episode each week.
Okay, yeah, so ditto. We're gonna be here. Let's see how this plays out.
Yes. So I want to say thanks to everyone for tuning in. We had a great time. Thanks for joining us in the comments, and we'll be back. So it was great to come back after this long hiatus.
Yes, we'll be more consistent this new year, you guys. 2024, you will see more of us.
Yes. So, Kira, we got to make sure, too, when I get us out of here, you end that stream.
Okay. I'm on it. Okay.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Guys.
Bye.